Alright, welcome guys to Anatomy and Character Sculpture, August semester 2020, and good to have you all back. And yep, today is the first day of our class, and yeah, it's an exciting class, I believe, I hope. Alright, let's hope that be exciting. And now I'm going to give you guys the briefing of what is expected for this module and how are we going to combine it with your character design together, so that we don't need to have too much of too many work in our shoulders, right? So this semester you'll be taking on dissertation, correct? Right, so when you have dissertation with you, so it's going to be quite heavy, not quite very heavy. Yeah, let me put it that way. So when it's too heavy, what happens is eventually you will, maybe this week you won't feel the pressure, but come next week, and so the following weeks, yes, you're going to feel a lot of pressure, right? I'm giving you I mean, that's the norm, yeah. So the reason why I'm telling you this is so that you guys can plan ahead and make sure that your time management is well timed, right? Well scheduled. Okay. So practically the module leader is me, right? Me, Karan Vijayan. As you can see, all the contacts is there. You can email me, you can text me via WhatsApp. Right, we'll create a WhatsApp group so that it's easier for us to communicate, right? And Mr. Ernesto will be handling the practical classes, right? So Mr. Ernesto will be in, and I'll be covering the lecture and the tutorial. Okay, cool. So that's that, and all this has been loaded to your times, huh? So you guys can have a look at it, right? The most important thing that you want to look at is at the assessment, right? It's pretty much there, continuous assessment on exercises. There's three projects here, right? And exercises. So exercises consist of a lot of your understanding of sculpting, from anatomy. How do you block out? How do you want to sculpt things, and so on and so forth, right? That is to prepare you for project 1, and then followed by project 2 and final project, right? So the project 1 is going to be more so to create your blockout. Okay, so as you can see here, all this is listed down for you for the module outline. All right, so subject to change, it depends, sometimes we shuffle. Okay, so if it's shuffling, don't get surprised by it. All right, so that's that, but eventually everything is covered. Yeah, that's that. And then moving on to the assignments and your projects and so on and so forth, right? So exercises, this is where weekly basis. So each week you'll have exercises from sketching to sculpting. Okay, so this one practically to enhance your skills. First, understanding of anatomy and how you want to utilize it. So here we are not just looking at pure human all the way, but during the exercises, yes, we are looking at all the muscle structures, skeletals, and so on and so forth. So later you can alter it eventually, okay, to make a stylized character, right? So that's that. And project 1, moving on to project 1. Project 1 is character sculpt 1, dynamic and neutral posing. So this is where you will be starting to create based on your character design, right? You can start sculpting here. So which means you do a block out, you have a rough idea, bring in the model sheets from there. You can have the companion perhaps, so you can have character design a separate character if you want it to, or you can have a different character for this, so you have varieties. I leave it to you guys. So whichever that can ease your flow, then burden you until the end, and then too much of things on your shoulders, and you're not going to perform well, right? So So my advice is, this is where you do your character design and bring in the mood boards, and we have to do all this world creation and so on and so forth. Make sense? Okay, so this week is all about world creation, understanding the creating your own world. So if you're choosing animation, or if you're choosing games, or if you're choosing film, all right, it's up to you. Okay, so how do you want to cater for that, right? So you have to define. So what we're going to do is, we're going to give our goal is, which is across for character design and anatomy, right? So we are going to use the Southeast Asia, all right, as a component, design components, which you're going to extract from the Southeast Asian countries and so on and so forth. Whichever countries that you are fond of, you need to do a little research. Maybe you want to take the cultural studies, all right, or design sense, and then apply it to your character design. So your character design, you are not limited to not you have to follow exactly like the Southeast Asia or whatever not, right? So you're open, right? You must be open to make a unique character which has a good persona. Make sense? Right? So you can have any style, right? But you need to have the elements that you have already picked. For instance, if you are looking at Kung Fu Panda, right? Kung Fu Panda is a good thing, right? So it's a good reference that you can look at. See how they integrated the Asian style, right, into their animation. Though it's English speaking, English language, right? Still it's Western, but they have integrated the design sense in their character designs and so on and so forth. Same goes like Big Hero 6. Same goes like How to Train Your Dragon, and so on and so forth. So it is not about creating a specific style. You understand? A drawing style or strokes and so on and so forth. It's about how you combine things and then make a unique character that suits your environment, suits your world. Make sense? Alright? So in that way, you have a goal, a big goal. So very clear, huh? So if you have, let's say you're very fond of drawing anime style and all that, which is cool, right? But do not just go into anime style alone if it's, it's not, right? So you want to alter that. So how do you want to alter that is by using all these elements that you're extracting and applying to that. Maybe you want to change the eye size and so on and so forth. Maybe you want to change the structure a little bit, stylize it a little bit. So based on what you can do better, and then alter it from then on. Okay? Then with this project 1, you then do the dynamic posing and so on and so forth. So this one we will alter it depending how do you progress. Okay? So I will revisit this back again. So what you here is practically doing a block out. Alright? Block out the idea that you have. So you are being trained to conceptualize a character as fast as possible. Okay? With the tools that is given to you guys. Right? So that's that for project 1. It's all continuous. Huh? So project 2 is where you are adding on details. You are adding on the clothings and so on and so forth. Alright? You are adding textures to it. You are adding colors to it. Alright? So it's the same thing that you are running across. Right? So one character that you are building, it is like your tiny little pet minion that you're keeping. Slowly you're building the baby to become a big baby. Right? And so on and so forth. Can? So it's a lot more easier, so you don't choke. You can fully concentrate. Yeah? Can? So this one doesn't require animation. Huh? Posing and so on and so forth. I'll give you an example of how it's going to look like after this. So let me explain it this first. Yeah? So come in, moving on to once you have already had all your detailing, texturing and so on. So in project 2 you do not need to have full details just yet. maybe you can have about like 60% of the details, texturing, colors, and so on and so forth. Come to final is where you polish it. So this is where you add on props, like for instance you want to have weapons, you want to have any armors, or you want to have anything else that you want to additional that you want to add in, right? Or you can even add a minion if you want to. So it's not limited to just one character. You want to have another character additional to what you have from the very beginning. Maybe you get bored, right? You want to have another one more. Have fun with it. Okay? And what you have to do is you have to put it on, you have to narrate it in a single pose to bring out the persona. So this is where you will alter the pose and make sure it is like, the miniatures and so on and so forth. They have this posture that says, this character is a very strong character, he's holding something, he's a very macho-ish character, some sort of story, backstory that you can just find it from that particular posture and so on and so forth. Okay? Can? And then we'll render it 360 and you're done. Okay? Imagine you're going to do this for a character printout, 3D printout. Okay? So that will be something if we have, if time allows, definitely we'll print it out in 3D. We have the printer. We've got 3D print, you know that, right? So hopefully, fingers crossed, if you guys finish on time, if it finishes by week 12 and so on and so forth, then we can have the slot for us. If not, it will be very tough. Or if you don't get to print now, perhaps maybe after you finish, submit everything, then we can later print. Okay? So that is that, and eventually you have to do a poster. Yeah? The poster will be combination of your character design to here, character sculpture, and put it all together. All your concept is coming in. And you can take these projects to next semester where you will take on environment design, where you will take on game art and so on and so forth. Alright? So you can utilize it. So it's not just one thing that suddenly you change here, sometimes it's choking. So I'm just helping out. We are just helping out to have a good direction, right? If you want to change and if you want, it's up to you guys, okay? But if possible, if you can correlate everything, that will be easier on your end. Yeah. So that's that. Okay. So you can read through the others lah. The drill is the same. Okay. So pretty much that's the whole content of this module information. Yeah, the others you can read through what is marking and all that, blah blah blah, TGCs and so on and so forth. All the references is given to you. So yeah, that's that. Any questions before I show you guys some references and so on? No questions? Happy dopey? Scared? Never be scared. Yeah. So this subject may need you to learn a lot on the character, the human anatomies and so on and so forth. So there are a few books that will be passed on to you guys for referencing, right? So all these books will be very handy for you guys, right? From learning how to design a character from varieties of styles, not just realistic, right? Do something that is fun to do, right? So you got varieties of styles here. I'll also pass you another book, Anatomy for Sculptors. So that is going to be helpful for you guys to understand the muscles, the muscle, the bone structure, right? The limbs and so on and so forth, right? So all this is different styles that you can look at. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun. Okay, how to draw and so on. Okay, every one of you can draw. Okay. How about those online? Oh, very quiet. Are you guys with me?
Yes, maybe.
Maybe. Are you lost or Did I miss out anything or did I confuse you?
I've not practiced for a long time, so I don't know if I'll do good, but
Okay. So don't worry. You'll have to practice more and more. You'll have a lot of practice. Okay? So these are the, you know, things that we are trying to achieve. Right? As you can see, you all can see. Yeah? So even though if it's different anime style or whatever not, right? I mean, some of you may, most of you may like anime. Yeah? But try to come out from that. Come out from your comfort zone. Right? Because you know you can draw anime. So why want to do just that? Why don't you give yourself another take? So you combine. Best is you take your strength, you combine it. Make sense? Yeah? So if you fall into the same category, if you are in the same comfort zone, what happens is you are only limiting yourself. And you are only limiting your opportunity to get a better job. Can see? I'm telling this not to stop you from drawing what you like. You understand? To enhance your skills so that the opportunity is wider. You have to understand there's millions of people outside there can draw Marvel, can draw the Europe styles and the anime styles, millions of them, and they are super good. And you're competing with them. And what differentiates them with you is the research that you're going to do. And how unique can it be to create a character that is appealing enough? Right? Even if it's Marvel style, go for it. But adjust it. That's all we are asking for. You get what I mean? So it's unique, so it's expensive. Yeah? And it tells you a different story of, hey, okay, this character is cool. It has its persona. You are able to bring out the persona of the character. That is fairly important. Yeah? So that's on my end. And obviously Miss Anis will also talk about this even further. So I'm not going to talk about character design, but we are in the same page. The reason why I'm talking about a little of character design now is so that you can apply, you can see how these two are connected. Make sense? If you are going to sculpt this in 3D, how do you want to sculpt it? You understand what I'm trying to say? So the research is important in terms of the word, right? You need to have a backstory. So you need to have its crises and so on and so forth. That part I leave it to Miss Anis, who's going to explain further, right? But for me, the research that you're doing, you're not going to write 1,500 words and so on and so forth. You're not going to write all that. You get what I mean? You are going to write simple points, right? Simple points, then you can summarize it, okay? But you are going to show what are the elements that you're picking from. Alright? Say for instance you're looking at samurais. Example. Japanese culture and so on and so forth. You're looking at samurai that you can relate to. Yeah? So if you look at samurais and all that, you're looking at their costumes. The way of how they are living. Correct? Their dress codes, their facial structures, they're different. Different tribes, different facial structures or skeletal structures and so on and so forth. Right? So it's a little broader perhaps, maybe a little bit shorter, they are shorter or taller or whatever not. Different era, different size, right? Different climate, different skin tones, and so on and so forth. So all this is coming into consideration. Make sense? Yeah? So can you see the bigger picture now? Yeah? So if you're taking the elements from the dress codes or the armor by itself, see how the engraving is going to be. What kind of engraving? From the basic shapes to the complexity eventually. How do you want to simplify this? Right? So if you're going to use, mostly use leather or mostly it's use ceramic or whatever not, right? So what is it? What are they using to make the engraving? Is it wood or is it what? The materials, the design, structure, the principles. Make sense? Yeah? If they have their war torn and so on and so forth, how do you want to portray that in your character? Make sense? Maybe the character has a crisis. Maybe he's gone for, he's a unique character. What kind of character that you are trying to, portray by using the elements that you're picking up from this, culture. For an example, right? So if you're going to go for Malaysian folklore, you can look at Malaysian folklore. There's so many beautiful stuff here. If it's from your country, your own country, different countries that you're looking at, Vietnam, whatever not, so you can pick up, right? So these are the things that will make you, make things fun. If not, it's just going to be boring. Yeah? So this is key essential for you guys to start researching. Okay? Your world needs to have what kind of location, era, what is your genre that you're looking at? Is it comedic? Is it going to be super serious horror, whatever not? But it's all under the realm of fantasy. You know what I mean? So go for fantasy characters so that you can stylize, right? You can have, if it's a game character, so what kind of game characters do you want to have? They have different classes, correct? They have, you can also do, you're not just locked with human characters or biped, I would say, yeah? Humanize it. So you can be a mix, yeah? You can have creatures as well. Can? So a creature design, you can go for creature design as well. So it all falls under the character terms as well. So you can mix maybe a tiger's face, Thundercats and so on and so forth. Example. Yeah? He-Man, Thundercats, all these dudes. Up to you guys. Right? But have fun. Okay? Of course there will be multiple iterations which you will get, feedbacks after, redos, amends and so on and so forth. You're going to get that. Right? But learn how to accept criticism. Yeah? If you're going to go for super realistic, it's not bad, but it depends. Some may like it, right? So understand all this? Y'all are fine? Any questions? No?
No, sir.
Happy? Happy dopey for now? For now lah.
Yep.
Can lah. Can. So anatomy for class. Okay, there you go. So I've got all these books that I'll be sharing with you guys. The one that I want you guys to look at, this is for future. So eventually you can look at this. Anatomy for sculptures is very thorough and detailed, right? If you were to buy this book, it's very expensive. So please run through this book and understand how the flow is, muscle flows, yeah? How do you want to break it down to modular parts? Modular parts means like Lego pieces. You know what I mean? So if you're focusing on the hand, focus on the hand. You know what I mean? The head means head. Don't be a hero to focus everything in one go. The reason why is you get hit. So this is for sculpting. So we're coming back to sculpting now. Yeah? So we build by components. The head, the torso, the limbs, then limbs mean both hands and the legs. You know what I mean? So this is how the hierarchy is. So one by one, to understand what brings out the best silhouette in the character. Silhouette is very important. You need to see the silhouette first thing or first impression for you to notify what kind of character it is. Okay? So by understanding this, this is where you're doing a lot of sketches. Yeah? Do a lot of sketches, understand it, Sketches mean you don't need to do like super hyper realistic stuff just yet, but you need to know how the flow is, what brings out, what is the main components that is going to capture the silhouette of the character. Make sense? Yeah. I'm not going to go for the scientific name now to state, okay, this is deltoid, this is, and styro, blah 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 and all that, right? There's so many names here. Okay, but you just have to go through this to understand what is the proportion is, how do you want to define the volumes, what kind of nose that you have, structures, and so on and so forth. This will give you a good idea. Facial expression, the laughing lines, and so on. So example, your wrinkles, blah blah blah. All this is given in Tara. Another good book is for you to see or for you to look at is this one. This is good as well. Okay, Anatomy for Fantasy Artists. So this is also going to give you all the information of anatomy as well. As you can see here, they have all the references for you to look at, to refer to. And the reason why I'm asking you guys to look at all these references is ease you from thinking from wrong. You know what I mean? That process you can always refer to. You can use back the poses, like for instance this pose. Yeah, maybe it's hard for you to draw. You don't know or you couldn't see clearly how the twist is going to be on your arm. Yeah, how the muscle is going to be, translated or it's going to shift its weight. From here you can have a look. Oh, okay, now I can see. You can draw on top of it. You get what I mean? You can draw on top of it and try to understand. That's how you practice. Yeah? And so on and so forth. So all this will be a reference for you. Just go through this, take your time, right? So this is good references. As you can see, when you draw back down, it will give you the other drawings or fantasy drawings as well. See, the postures, they will thoroughly explain to you. Okay, which can be utilized in any form of art. Okay, it can be applied to any kind of characters that you have in mind. Right? Any questions? Happy dopey? Yeah? Can Don't be afraid. Break it down. We will teach you how to break it down. Right? Don't get, maybe it's overwhelming at this point of time, but we will break it down into components. So you will take one step at a time. Alright? Again, you have to be very clear. This is we can't be a superstar straight away from the very first beginning to get something that is great, right? Maybe there is greatness in you, but you take a little practice for you to tune yourself. Okay, maneuver yourself a little bit, and then kapush. Then you will see everything goes like pop, pop, tan, 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 tan. You know what I mean? And even if you are one of the best sculptors in the world, it will take time for you to complete a full-blown, finalized, polished characters. Okay, so I'll share with you guys. Then you can see this even more clearer. Okay, so there's so many things here. It explains. You don't need to read every single thing here. You understand? This is for you to have a look at how the postures and all that. So for instance, if you want to do a posture like this, it is very difficult, right? At times. So this will be helpful for you. Okay? I will teach you guys along the way how to break it down so that you can utilize in multiple components and so on and so forth. Okay? Questions? Question, guys?
No.
Be afraid. Please ask me questions. I heard no from one person, Joe. The others? Hello? Very quiet. Um, guys, end of the day, quiet means you learn. I believe that you have understood what is that, but yeah, doesn't mean I don't know. I will assume that you understand. Yeah, but make sure if you have any questions, even a silly question, it's fine. We are here to learn. I can only teach you if I can communicate with you guys. Right? I don't want it to be a one person, me talking, and then you go like, okay, that's it, you're just quiet. Then it's like, that's not something that I would want to have in a class. Okay? Can? So all these examples will be loaded for you guys, huh? Can? See that? This is the quality finishing. Should be up to this standard. Let's try. Yeah? You can do very cartoonic, styles and so on and so forth. So your drawing needs to be like this. Got it? All of you can see online, guys. Okay. This is your drawing expectation. If you can do this kind of drawings, it's good for you, not for me. Understand? The better you become, the better you'll be as a concept artist. Mutara. This is stylized character. Yeah? Anyone that is opting for this crazy stuff, yes, of course you can go. No problem. You want to go for cartoonic character? Why not? So I'm open. Can you see? Was one of your seniors who did this. She did well. I'll show you guys students' work. So you can opt for a game character like this. Quality finishing. Okay? Like that. You all want to do something like this? Can see?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah? You want to do something like this? By all means. Right? Do not be afraid. Make the mistakes in your exercise as well as your project one. Make all the mistakes that you can. Right? If you don't do mistakes, you won't learn. Okay? So I'll share all this with you guys and you choose to what approach you're going. So you need to be consistent, guys? You need to be consistent. Meaning you need to know what are you intending to do. So that's why the world creation is so essential that you can always refer to and you're consistent all throughout and you know your goals. Slow. Yeah? Any questions? anything? Yes, no? What? So where is this? Where is this? Oh, let me see if I have the anatomy. This is your senior's work. I'll share with you guys the references from your seniors and so on. This is A. Can? If he can do, you guys can do. For sure. Hannah, scared? Huh? Can. Never, ever give up. There's another one. Can what? Can? See, I'm pretty much open. Okay? We're not just looking at, you know, um, not just looking at stuff that is super detailed and all the time it's just super realistic. But often I want to see varieties. I want you to have fun with it. Right? If you force yourself, I'm telling you, you're going to get burned and you're not going to perform. Guaranteed. Yeah? So that's why I'm giving you a head start so that when you go today, once we finish our class, you go and do some research. Compile your research together. And you can use it for your vehicle design as well. Alright? So this semester you got vehicle design also, right? So after this you're continuing with me, right? All of you. So how do you want to relate? So the vehicle design is also part of it. So can you see, you hit one or five birds with one stone together as a big project. So it becomes like a universe that you're creating. Imagine you guys are doing merchandise, all these sculptures that you're going to sell. How do you want to do this World of Warcraft, for instance? Okay, so if you like, Overwatch, if you like something like that, or if you like, LOL, or if you like, Warcraft or Dota or whatever it is, you can just do it. Yeah, find that. Game will be a good one. I encourage you, most of them, to do games. The reason why being is, it can be diversified to cinematics. Yeah, it can be diversified to motion comic as well. So there's a lot of platforms that you can just break into. So we're not holding on to just one thing. 3D is 3D forever. So you have to be very clear. The sculpture is good for you to see or conceptualize to help you. You can draw on top of it in the future. So not everyone will use ZBrush all the way. They'll quickly block out, pre-visualize, this is how it's going to look, right? And then they'll paint over it. That is also another technique of creating characters. Can see now? Hello? Hey people. All the online dudes are very quiet. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah? How come the others are very quiet? Desi, Karina, only Joe is speaking. The others, Karina, clear? Hello? Desi, I can't hear you. Are you guys online as well? Can you guys be online as well? Just to see whether I'm hearing or is my connection is okay. Hello? You can end. Okay, very simple, huh? If you're not speaking online, that means you are just coming in. And end of the day, I really don't mind you're coming online. But if your work is not submitted, then do not blame me. Am I very clear? I'm very lenient with attendance. Okay? But I would not accept any work that is not up to the par. Yeah? You want to be stay quiet? Fine. You cannot have any, you don't have anything, internet connection is very slow, okay? I can't hear you quite well, okay?
Yeah, the internet's kinda slow for me too.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Oh god.
that's why I hate online class. I want to go back, but we'll
Unfortunate.
see.
Yeah. So you're back at your hometown. Where are you from, Joe?
Is it open by then? The only problem that we have,
Uh-huh.
well, the only problem that my parents has about me going back is because of the fee. I have to pay a lot.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I'm so sorry, man. But yeah, that's okay. So that's fine. It's alright. Alright. So we understand. It's a hard time for every one of us. Okay. So I'm pretty lenient with things. Okay. The only thing that I'm saying is it's okay if you're not saying anything, but at least you type and say. Yeah. If not, it feels like it's just me talking, and no one is responding. It's like okay, fine. Then I'll just do like Coursera, whatever it is. Just do an online thingy and post a video, and that's about it. We can go like that, but you don't have that experience, unfortunately. Yeah, you will lose that experience if you can. By all means, if you can attend classes, that is great. If you cannot, that's fine. We'll do it online. Okay, but you have to tell me ahead who's coming, who's not coming. Fair enough, right? If you have any issues like connection problems and so on and so forth, please let me know in advance. Yeah. So I'm very open, and you guys have attended my class, so you should know. Yeah. Can I?
Yep.
All right. So end of the day, it's the quality output that you're trying to get. Okay. But whatever that we are having during our class and so on and so forth, everything will be recorded and uploaded for you to see and refer to. Fair enough? Okay. You must have ZBrush. You must have. I will give you another one substance as well. You must have. Let's not talk here. I'll talk about
Yeah.
first later. Yeah. So
So we have to buy ZBrush, right?
uh, we can talk about the softwares after I stop the recording. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you will have all the access to ZBrush and so on and so forth. ZBrush, you'll have access to ZBrush. You'll have access to Adobe. Adobe, you guys have. ICT has already given you guys the license as well, right?
I believe the license is already.
Expired.
Yeah, it's already over. I
Oh,
can. open anymore.
Please write into ICT or write into Mr. Mike as well. Yeah,
Sorry, sir.
please write into Mr. Mike and ICT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you should be able to get Adobe definitely. I think ZBrush as well. Let me double check on the ZBrush, the license code. So once I get the license code for students, you can use it. Yeah. Um, yeah, that too is the most prominent one. Yeah. The others, apart from that, um, we'll have a discussion, see how you progress. Okay. Ken. So
Yep.
that's that, and as you can see here, if you all want to see more of your your previous, I'll just share lah. Yeah, I'll just share all the images of your previous students' work and so on and so forth, so that you all have a rough idea. I'm not setting any kind of a barrier for you guys, but at least you have a rough idea. Always be positive in accepting what are you trying to learn from all this, references given to you. Yeah. So that's that for our anatomy opening. Okay. So do you guys want to carry on with the ZBrush introduction, or you want to leave it for next week? Sorry? Yes. So yes. So what you can do is you have to create a world. So this is what a game art example I can show you. This is one of your seniors. Approximately, yeah. So she did a game research, yeah, finding in all the games. This is for game art, so you can use similar to this for your world creation, right? So you create what kind of characters, or you're looking at references that reflects what you intend to do. So if you have a game in mind or a world that you're trying to create, right? So what kind of characters that is in that world? Where is that location? Where is the geolocation is all about? Yeah. What kind of era? Again, I'm stressing on this so that you know what is it. Yeah. What kind of architectural design that is. Right. The characters here, maybe it's it's a hybrid of cats with human, or gorillas with humans, or animals hate with the human, or is a mutant, or whatever it is. Yeah. So all this is a research in terms of the color, in terms of the narration that you intend to do, yeah, in terms of the style that you are foreseeing, yeah. You will go in thorough after this as well, okay. But you have all these images put together and state what is it that you are looking at. I don't want this collage of images there, and you're just thinking, okay, I want to do something like Ori and the Pine Forest, or Rayman example. Oh, this universe is cool, and you put all the images together as a collage. Everyone likes it. That's cool, yeah. But you're setting an expectation as high as this, correct? Right? So you need to define what are you extracting from that particular references. Makes sense? Right? Is it the ambience? Right? Is it the color palettes that you're looking at? Is it the strokes or the body structures? Makes sense? Yeah? So all this needs to be well defined. Of course, it can be defined better, but as you explained in your e-portfolio, you are stating all this as well. So you finish here, copy this and paste it there. Finish. Kill 1,000 birds with one stone. Yeah? So it's easier for you. You have done all this. So it will be meaningful. It's a solid portfolio. You don't want to write, hey, project 1, Mr. Kannan has said this. We learned this. You learn what? Are you showing your skills? What have you learned? What have you extracted from? Yeah? You get what I'm trying to say? So it's a solid, portfolio that you're going to carry. Yeah? So look at that. And eventually with all these studies, so this is like, 3 types of games that you're looking at, what are you trying to extract and so on and so forth. Once she has already done with all these extractions and so on, yeah? And guess what? This is the final output. I'll just show you this. Good. And we can.
This reminds me very much of a game that I used to play.
Right? So all this is from scratch. Of course, you pick components. You can't be 100% original. You get what I'm trying to say? So the finishing is good here. Of course, he has a lot of references, but look at the finishing. Am I making sense enough? Yeah? So end of the day, you will refer to a lot of stuff, but you can put it together. This is for game art. So what I'm saying is the game, the world is pretty much similar that you're looking at. For the game art, so if you have done the research now, it's easier as you move on. But when you come to game art, maybe next semester, right? So if you are too bored, this obviously you can opt to change. No problem. Yeah? But if you have something, then you don't need to burn yourself. It's like a big, long, project that you can diversify. That's why if you look at Thundercats and so on, Thundercats is a very good reference that will be very helpful for you. Have you seen Thundercats art? You guys have to, this week you have to do a lot of research, guys? It's a 1980s cartoon. Yeah? The Thundercats, the new one has already destroyed the essence of Thundercats, the Thundercats whole. But this is something that you really want to research on. Of course, the internet is a little slow, extremely slow, I would say. Yeah? So please look into this, because you have characters that will give you a wide range of universe. I believe Japanese mangas and all that will have so many, references. Even if you look at Naruto, for instance, it's massive, right? Bleach, all this, you just name it. Yeah. So Japanese dudes are like, animes is one big universe that you can look at. But can you see? All this is crazy stuff that you can look at. The character designs of, wow, the internet is super slow, guys. Yeah. So look at the characters. This, you're talking about just one part of it. Look at He-Man. Yeah. See, the character changes from one to another. Yeah, look, don't just look at the heroes. Look at the villains. This they have different location, different types of characters. Yeah. So these are all inspired lah. We are all inspired with all this kind of art and stuff that you can find. These are the things that is an eye opener for us. Yeah. So Thundercats is super slow. I'm just going to close this so that this one can load faster. Hopefully. Yeah. So Thundercats is one. He-Man. I hope this one opens. Ooh. Error. Man. You all must see this. Have you seen this?
Not found.
Really?
Oh wait, the He-Man?
Yeah.
Yep,
Right?
I've seen this.
Never
Mean
seen this before.
M-E-N-E. Meme. Oh, He-Man meme.
Yeah, it's one of the famous memes. But I've never seen the actual anime, I think. The cartoon.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it, yeah.
You have watched this before?
No.
You should. You guys should. Okay? Of course, when you watch this 1980s cartoon, you may feel like, oh gosh, right? But don't just look at, the content may be different, not doesn't suit your generation. But look at the design that they have. Like He-Man is like, maybe the hero is like, this is just a hero, He-Man, very humanoid and all that. But when you look at the others in He-Man and the characters inside here, that is crazy. Yeah? Look at that. So many characters, different types of characters. Right? It's super slow, unfortunately. Yeah? He-Man, the Centurions. If you look at Macross, Gundam, or Gundam, or whatever it is you want to talk about, Adita, blah blah blah, so many stuff, right? So many. So you guys have to really explore. You must explore. Yeah? Even the simplest cartoons that you see now, it's cool, but yeah, you're looking at all this, how they have formed these characters. Maybe that is not appealing, but what I'm saying is, you look at different sorts of characters. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah? So, I wanted to buy this book, but it's freaking expensive. But when you look at the content inside here, you're gonna go, whoa. Yeah? Like Darksiders. Let me check if I have this here. Yeah, I'll share with you guys as much as I can, with a lot of other stuff, right? But end of the day, this is what I'm hoping that I can facilitate and help you guys to produce to this level. Why is my PC super slow? Oh, I think the internet, and not just the internet. OBS is just killing it. I'll close all this. Close. Close. What is this? Hello? You guys are there?
Yeah, still here.
Okay.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
So this is what I would want you all to come out with. This students work from Feng Shui design. Do you all know Feng Shui design? Have you all heard of Feng Shui design before? Feng Shui is another artist who's running a school in Singapore. He's one of the pioneers, one of the members from Star Wars creators. And he's student, of course. The moment you see the style, it is Feng Shui style. Yeah? I want to see varieties. You can use all the styles, whatever styles, I don't care. Yeah, as long as it's well polished and well detailed. Not detailed, crazy details that you cannot understand what it is. Less is more, more is less. Right? Simplify. But you must be fluent with your drawing and design. Drawing is one, design is different. Okay? Concept illustration or concept drawing is different than design. Yeah? Environment design, character design, which means it has a function, it has a purpose. Digital illustration is all about conceptualizing, which means you're just painting, illustrating. Okay? So two different terms that we need to be very clear of. Okay? Can look at the way that they have put together. These are students' work. Huh? They are students' work. Final year students and so on. After multiple amount of bashing up and so on and so forth, this is where they have. You can draw this, definitely. You can do this. It's not that hard. Okay? Can you all see? Oh, very cheap already. You see? Okay? So we hope that we can achieve this kind of output, which means you put it together in a proper poster. The presentation needs to be clear. The art can differ, right? This is Feng Shui style, so you can see, right? It's consistent, right? Most of it, yeah. I am looking at not pure realistic, yeah. I'm looking at varieties, different concepts of styles that you can narrate things in a very different manner, so you can be unique. Of course, you see, when you are in industry, you will be given a brief, and you don't have the opportunity to go and alter things to your liking alone. You have a guide and you have to follow. Here you have the opportunity to explore and identify your identity. Okay? So yeah, I will share this together for vehicle design as well. So we are going to run through both together. Can we do that? Yeah? So let's finish the anatomy first, then we will go into vehicle after this. Probably will take about 10 minutes break, 15 minutes break. Yeah? We'll take a little break and then we'll move on to vehicle design after this. So clear? Huh? So you guys are very clear what to do already? Yeah? So please make sure that you create a world. This week you must have a world. Okay? Do a mood board and do a little narration. Say for instance, this world is set up in this era. You're using, you pick any countries or culture or whatever it is from Southeast Asia, right? Must be related to Southeast Asia. What are you picking up from that Southeast Asia? Elements, design, architectural, whatever it is. Yeah, you pick that up. What kind of world that you're trying to set? So it can be a Western world or post-apocalypse world in a fantasy realm that is set in Southeast Asia, in an environment sort of, maybe, perhaps. You can even have, maybe Southeast Asia we don't have snows. We don't have snow or snowy areas. You can still have a glacier area, it doesn't matter. But how do you want to incorporate the stars inside that? You get what I mean? So you like New York City, you want to use New York City as, as a township that you're looking at. But you want to incorporate it with Southeast Asia design components. How do you want to have it? Okay? So these are things that you're trying to do. Can? Guys, online?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So with that in mind, now you create, okay, from characters, which is the people, right? The ecosystem that you're creating, the world, the levels, you can pick a couple of levels. So the inland, in wherever it is, highlands, lowlands, the midlands, and then forests, dungeons, and so on and so forth, whatever. Yeah? And then have a theme. Yeah? What kind of theme that you're going to go for? Genres, and so on and so forth. Put it together. What kind of people there is, what kind of transportation that they have. And bring that across to vehicle design as well. Okay? Can? So that is your first week exercise. Anatomy. Creating word. Any questions? Hello? Online?
Yep.
Yes, no questions. So
Questions?
Oh, sorry, no question.
All kind of clear?
yeah,
For now, yeah.
Right, cool. So yeah, so take it as when you are working with any kind of creative brief that is given, you are now doing in art direction, partially, right? To define your direction and your purpose. Okay, see that? It's super cool, man. He-Man. Everything has a purpose. Every single thing. Purpose after purpose after purpose. Yeah? So, yeah, I'm not saying that He-Man is the sole Bible that you should have. Yeah? So, yeah. I'll explore on this even further. So, that's it for today, right? For anatomy, right? Shall we take a little break first? Then we'll come back for vehicle design. Okay?
Sir,
Yeah.
for like He-Man, the muscle proportions are right. You can say that, right?
Yes.
What about something that's more, how do I say this?
Simplified.
Like they they make it. Oh my God, I'm sorry. For example, like JoJo Bizarre Adventure,
Mm-hmm.
the muscle of the characters are so big.
Exaggerated.
What do you think about that?
Yeah,
Just
you
write
can.
JJBA.
Can.
The muscles are so big. What do you think about that?
That's fine. That's fine. That's why I said it can be anything. You understand? You can have an exaggerated character. You can have, like Samurai Jack and all that. You can have all that kind of, Samurai Champloo, for example. Yeah? So you can have massive, like Johnny Bravo. You understand? So it can be exaggerated. You can exaggerate things as well. But you need to know your fundamentals before you break the rules. Make sense? the character needs to be balanced. Hello?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah? So you don't want to have like character that is, like Hunchback of Notre Dame. Even Hunchback of Notre Dame is well balanced character, right? Even though it has a big hump and all that, right? So hunch and all that. So it's still a balanced character. So you need to know the proportion. So how do you want to balance it? You get what I mean? Yeah? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? So do the research first. I want you all to come up with a simple narration of what you intend to do and so on. Then we will move on for the technique. So I will be posting the videos, alright, for first week of anatomy and all that for you guys to try. Because next Monday, no class Monday is holiday, Independence Day. Malaysia. So yeah, Independence Day. Are you guys free on Tuesday? Is your schedule open? Sorry? Class? No, no, no. We can have it online. We can have a separate class, extra class to replace it. We've got Friday class, vehicle and design, correct? Vehicle and design is on Friday with Mr. Ernesto, correct? Wednesday, 2 p.m. So can So okay, let's take a break first, and then we'll come back for vehicle. Yeah. So Joe, you're clear? Joe. Hello. Guys, answer. You guys there?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So you all are clear.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I will put a summary of what you really have to do in terms of the research. Yeah, I'll post it on Discord.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
that'd be great. So we'll take a break for a bit, say about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we can start early for vehicle. And today is most of introduction and so on. So you can start, practicing some drawings and so on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Online.
Yes.
Can So we'll take a break for 15 minutes, and we'll jump into uh, what's this vehicle after this.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So meet you in 20 minutes. Can? Can guys? You guys are fine? 20 minutes?
Yep.
The class is starting at 4 actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll do it early. Okay? So 20 minutes, Alright. Then we can go off and do our work. Alright, cool. See you. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Alright, bye.